Man, I'm nervous as a cat for a big buck running through here about 35 miles an hour. And me having to shoot at it. I mean, if it happens, it's gonna happen fast.
Mac, hey!
Uh-oh, now here's our story. We know something happened here. Yeah, I'll be doing dishes tonight for sure.
We're hunting whitetails with dogs in Arkansas. This is one of the most traditional ways to hunt deer in America. Bear John and I will be joining the camp of the Edwards family. This is a rare honor.
I'm following Stoney Edwards. I'm back in my home turf. This is the area that I grew up in. And tomorrow is opening day of the Arkansas firearms season. And man, we're gonna be hunting deer with dogs. Stoney and his family have been hunting over here. I mean, their family moved in here in the mid-1800s. They homesteaded a bunch of this ground they still live on. And hunting deer with dogs is really the most traditional use way for Euro-Americans to hunt deer. And this is so special because this deer hunting with dogs has been whittled down legislatively to just a few places, really.
I've known Stoney Edwards for most of my life. He's a rough-cut, hard-working, and genuine man. Deer dog men are unpretentious, rarely hunting papered, purebred hounds. Some are even misfits that didn't make it at another job. Most of Stoney's dogs are July walkers, and a few of them are black and tans.
Well, that looks like a full-blooded black and tan.
She is. She was bought as a coon dog, and she liked deer way too well.
I grew up doing some deer hunting with dogs with the Cunninghams over here and some people you know. Well, tell me about the way you guys hunt and what you do that's kind of unique.
Where we're at, we've been doing it this way for over 100 years. The guys will climb into the gaps in the mountains, and I'll go load dogs. I'll pick out 3 or 4 hounds for each race, and I usually turn loose 2 races in the morning.
And I think what a lot of people don't understand about running deer with dogs is I may kill a buck that's not being run by a dog at all.
You've got a real good chance sitting in your gap of killing a buck before the dogs are even turned loose. That's what I love about this kind of hunting so much. There's a lot of people say, well, I climbed into my tree and I sat there all day and I didn't see nothing. Well, I can climb into my gap and I may sit there all day and not see anything, but I bet money I've heard these dogs running.
Yeah.
And I've been on edge. My adrenaline's up. And I'm sorry, that's what all of us do it for.
Yeah. Because the race, you love hearing the dogs run.
If it had no thrill to it, nobody'd want to do it.
To be honest with you, to kill a big Arkansas mountain buck being run by dogs is on my list of things I would love. That would be, to me, that would be as big a trophy as killing one with a bow. You know why? Because it's harder. I can come down here with y'all for 10 years and hunt opening week in May.
You might kill him.
I might. I mean, people think this is easy. Like the most ridiculous, absurd thing that someone could say is that deer hunting with dogs is easy and it's like a cheat.
Oh.
This is a harder way to hunt deer.
Hunting with the dogs, 90% of the time, we don't lose any. If it's wounded, we get them.
Yeah, you're going to be able to track that deer.
The biggest modern challenge to hound hunting has to do with private land. Dogs are turned loose in areas legal to run deer, but if that deer crosses onto private land and the dogs follow, you can have conflict. You need big tracks, and in most part of the country, land is being split up into smaller and smaller pieces. Even though all the dogs have tracking collars, it's a tough problem to solve, especially as new landowners unfamiliar with the traditional style of hunting move in. It's hard to blame them for not wanting these dogs on their property running their deer, but it's also hard to blame the dogs and the hunters who've been doing this for over a century.
My great-grandfather settled here in 1884. The camp kind of petered out, and when I was about 6, my dad and uncle started coming back to the exact same spot. A lot of the people that are at this camp right now grew up in it. it's my vacation, and I probably walk more and work more this week than I will when I go back to work. And I wouldn't change a bit of it.
It's fall, feels crisp and cool out here. Man, this is what deer season's all about. It's good to be back home.
It's opening morning of the season, and we gather around the fire, and like a general give instructions to his platoon, Stoney is telling us all where to go. All the stands have unique names like the Sawdust Pile, Pop's Holler, and the Leanin' Hickory, which they say hadn't had a Leanin' Hickory in over 40 years.
What are we gonna do, man?
I'm gonna turn loose a race on little slate mine up here. We'll get it out. Hopefully it takes off. We're gonna pull back down here and cross the creek and put another one back in here and hopefully get some deer stirred up over everybody. You're gonna go plum thickets. Jim's going to Forks of the Road. Jennifer's gonna go Wade the Creek.
Yeah, Newbix.
Neil's going to the East Gap,
Is that Neil's spot?
kinda. Well, he inherited it.
From Colorado.
Oh, you and Harry's a
Yeah,
guy?
that was Dad's spot.
Oh, it's a good spot.
Yeah, now Neil's doing go.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever killed anything there.
We're gonna turn loose 2 groups of dogs, and Stoney is gonna give us about an hour head start, and then he's gonna turn loose dogs. And so I'm going to what they call the plum thicket.
I think this is probably the most sporting chance that a deer has. They know they're in danger when we're running dogs. They run from it. The deer knows where they're going, the dogs don't, we don't. If you climb in a stand and you sit over a corn pile, and I'm not saying that that's bad because everybody does their own thing. But can you tell me that that's more sporting when the deer walks in there and you're 40 feet up in a tree and poof, you got him. He didn't even know it was coming. I think this is the most sportsman way to hunt them, in my opinion.
The gentleman I'm walking to the stand with is Neil Taylor. I've known him most of my life. He's a real dandy, and he's been coming to this camp for close to 40 years and knows this country really well.
Not big, and I ain't been to it in 20 years, so I used to stand it.
Yeah. How far? Probably 300 or 400 yards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Now, where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be right out there. About 200 yards.
Okay.
You can't go to it, because you'd see how easy it's to get to it, and you'd be mad at me for seeing you up there.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's an old man's thing.
All right. That's good. Well, all right. Well, good luck, man.
Good luck.
So, I'm hunting now, man. The dogs are just part of this deal. The other part of this deal is we're in deer woods, you know, so we could be coming up through here and see a buck. I'm gonna go ahead and get loaded up. I had this gun built just for this kind of hunting. It's a 308. They call it a SIG tracker. And it's got a 1x6 scope on it. So you just pull that scope up, put it on about 2 power. And I mean, in close range, you can see really good. And that's super light, man. So it's just so easy to carry. But in this country, you are not gonna shoot a deer over 80 yards away. It's just not gonna happen, you know? You hear these guys talk a lot about saddles or gaps. And a saddle, imagine the curvature of a saddle, a seat of a saddle. It's a low spot. A gap is the same thing. And so all it is it's like your knuckles right here. It's this where the top of a ridge. The ridge goes to little knobs and saddles, knobs and saddles, knobs and saddles. And so if you're a deer crossing from this side of the mountain to this side of the mountain, you're gonna cross right through one of those saddles. I think I hear dogs. We better get in this saddle. There's a buck right there. Okay. Bah, 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 bah. I just went to sit in that saddle and he was coming right off the top. I've been up in this little gap for about 30 minutes. It was buck here when I got here. Saw it slip off the mountain. And I mean, it is pouring rain, pouring rain. So Stoney is off, you know, back at camp, probably a mile and a half from here. And he's gonna turn dogs loose in 2 spots.
Get in here. We will turn them loose. Come on, y'all. As much as it's raining right now, when we turned those dogs out, they hit a track that we've made within the last hour. It wasn't exactly the way we wanted them to go. We wanted them to head on out the mountain, but that's part of it. If I could guide the deer, I wouldn't need the dogs. The only way we can really tell where they went now is with our tracking stuff. And I guess we'll go back and get another set of dogs and turn out again. Come on, guys.
If they come through here running, what you try to do is just stop them. Just try to bang, you know, grunt at them or even yell at them, whistle at them. You gauge the intensity of your noise based upon the animal. So if the deer is just running full speed ahead, you might have to yell at him. I mean, just like, hey. You would never do that if the deer was fairly relaxed, but just like trotting. If he was doing that, you might just go, meh. Stop, look. You better be ready to shoot because when they come out of that, they're gonna be rolling fast. There's a deer right there. Deer just took across there. He might come back through this sow. There's the dogs. I think that's that buck probably. And that is a dog race. Here, we call it a dog race when you're hearing hounds trailing a deer. And I mean, I don't care who you are, your heart rate is gonna go up when you hear those dogs coming. And that's hard to understand for a modern deer hunter that's hunting over food plots and feeders and is kind of just trying to kill a big buck kind of solo. I mean, this is a completely different animal. But my heart rate went through the roof when those dogs struck that deer right down there.
Bear John is about a half a mile away down the creek. This is his first time hunting deer with dogs.
I think they just kind of kept going across, and I heard a shot down there. So
That was Jacob. We
Was it?
put him on the creek over there, and they ran right over him. He missed an 8-point.
Oh, dang.
Oh, did it get your adrenaline pumping?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was exciting. We could hear them, but it sounded like they jumped the deer just right below us on the south side of the mountain. I mean, it was just like all of a sudden just...
Oh, they jumped right out of the helicopter pad, and they fell off down in the bottom down there. What you were hearing was them coming up out of that hole.
They typically just get 1 or maybe 2 races per day, usually in the morning. But the first day ends without any deer being killed. But we have a lot to look forward to after dark. Good food and good music.
Well, I found him by the railroad tracks this morning.
This is our traditional meal for the first opening evening of season of deer camp. We've got smothered fried taters, homemade biscuits, fried deer steak, homemade gravy, and green beans.
Unfortunately, it's not too often that you actually find deer meat at
They said
deer
they
camp.
let me out of prison, out of
It's the end of our first day deer hunting. We had some good races this morning. Didn't kill a deer, but had a big dinner, got a big fire. This camp, these guys have been coming here for decades and decades, and it's really cool to be here. So we're gonna start over and do it again tomorrow on a new race. So we'll see how it goes.
To give my love a roll.
Barrett, don't miss.
I'll try.
If you miss, they're gonna make you wear that apron and wash dishes. It's not gonna be pretty.
It'd be better off just not shooting.
No, they'll make you wash dishes for not shooting. Just make sure it's good. Just try to stop them, man. Just try to stop him and lead him if he's moving. This kind of hunting, you take running shots, just like tracking deer up in Maine. You just got to take a running shot sometimes. Any other kind of hunting, we don't do that, but here, it's just part of the game. And you can make a good shot. You're at close range, like you'll probably be inside of 50 yards.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Sweet. Good luck.
All right, see y'all.
We just got to our spot. It's a little holler, and it looks like the deer either run down on the bottom of it or come up on the ridge on the other side. So we're gonna sit looking across, and they say it's gonna happen quick if it happens, probably before we even hear the dogs. So I'll have to be ready to go. So the part of Arkansas that I'm from, it is illegal to run deer with dogs. And so I've never actually deer hunted with dogs. And my dad has grown up doing this. And it is kind of a unique thing to Arkansas because you can't deer hunt with dogs everywhere. So this is kind of a new experience for me, even though it's something that is very deeply embedded in the culture of where I'm from. My gap is just right there.
Yeah, I mean, the mountain, a couple hundred yards. So still all these stands, it's been a long time since I've been to them.
Yeah,
You get your favorites.
yeah. And now you're gonna be up over here?
Yep, I'm gonna be up in one over here.
Okay, all right, well,
Shouldn't have no danger of shooting one another.
okay.
If I shoot you, it's an accident. I just want you
That
to
makes me feel better. All right, good luck, man.
you do.
All right. Man, there's a major deer trail. I was sitting right here thinking they'd cross down there. I think they're gonna cross right here. I think we need to get up higher. So I'm set up and I'm just waiting for Stoney to turn loose the dogs. He may be turning those dogs loose a mile away from me and another batch a half a mile away. I mean, he's a long ways away. We're using terrain features where these deer travel, and that's where we're hunting. That's where all the stands are. A stand is just a place to sit where deer cross.
Running deer with dogs is rooted in times when deer numbers were so low that you needed a dog to find a deer. Currently, parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia are allowed to hunt with dogs. So most places in the South, but it's only in parts of those states. It's definitely a Southern tradition. I find that dog hunters understand how deer use terrain features because they know where the deer run. And that knowledge can also translate into still hunting.
I hear the dogs. The deer may be way ahead of them. Here they come, boy.
A Virginia Tech research study concluded that running deer with dogs temporarily expanded their home range, but the deer returned to their core within days. A study done by the U.S. Forest Service says that controlled dog hunting has little long-term effect on adult female white-tailed deer movement. They also found that running deer with dogs didn't affect the birth rate or fawn survival.
It's after 11 o'clock. The dogs went by us out of here in probably 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna head back to camp.
I didn't get a deer or even see one, but odds are someone else in camp did.
There we go.
Look more, if you'd let him go and grow.
If he'd have grown one more year, Chuck, he'd have had.
Chuck, you killed that?
Yeah, I got it.
Good job, man.
But
He would have been worth killing another year or two. You'd had a better
He'd
bait.
almost been an average deer.
because you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's just a dink, you know.
Well, okay, was there any dogs running over?
No, they never did break over this other mountain here. I could hear them, but they never did break over.
So that deer just showed up on its own.
Come walking up, and it saw me, turned. It went about 50 yards or more, and I dropped it. And then about an hour or two later, another one was coming up through there. It spotted me, and I couldn't get a shot on it through the trees.
I'll be darned.
But there's one
So you
big.
didn't
There's
shoot?
one. Well, I didn't pull the trigger, so that means I didn't miss and everything. But there's one this size or bigger.
That's a good buck, man.
Oh yeah, there was one a little bit bigger than that one that's still up there.
Whether it's true or not that there's a bigger one still out there, Chuck, talk of another big one energizes the camp. A whole crew gathers to skin and process the deer, and all the meat from the week is distributed to everyone equally in the camp. Morning 3 can't come soon enough. A big buck in front of hounds is a long time dream of mine.
He got that way back 100 yards.
Awesome. Well, good luck. Is that where Bear's gonna be?
Yeah. Don't miss.
I'll try.
I'm the only one allowed for that.
Good luck. It's a good little buck rub. Well, we just made it to the top of this mountain in this cab. We already hear dogs down the mountain. So we hoofed it up here, but we're in this cab now. It looks pretty good. We can see a long ways, so we're gonna set up right here. Yeah, there they are. So they're trailing a deer that came through here probably 5 or 6 hours ago. Yeah. So a deer came right through that saddle. I'll be darned. So they're cold trailing a deer that came through this saddle hours ago. They hadn't jumped him yet. Yeah, one sec, go get it. So those dogs, when I heard them coming, I didn't feel like it was a jumped race. So that's what they were just called. They were just cold trailing. So a deer came through this gap sometime in the night last night. That race is not jumped yet. When it jumps, it means that they're tracking scent that deer just made. I mean, they're trailing a deer that doesn't even know it's being trailed.
Quack. Mac. Mac, 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 Mac.
Mac, hey!
A group of 4 does just came running in behind. And I couldn't get them to stop. And so the first one I shot at twice, I don't think I hit. I was just kind of, it was just moving. And there was a bunch of brush, but we'll go look. We can hear the group down there on the road, so
we're gonna go down and kind of check back with them, and then probably come back up and just grid search.
It's 10 o'clock, and we heard for sure 2 of our guys shoot this morning. I couldn't tell if it was bear. We're pretty certain Neil shot. And so we're gonna go off the mountain and hopefully help them drag a deer out. We heard the dogs cold trailed by us twice this morning. Other than that, we didn't see any deer. You always start hearing stuff right when you leave. Yeah, we'll drop off the mountain to them. Hopefully bear got a deer.
Go.
Is that you shooting?
No.
That wasn't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It wasn't him.
Did you shoot?
Yeah.
Did you get one?
One shot, no.
Oh, really? What came by you?
His, I don't know, 6 or 8 point.
Oh, a little buck, huh?
All I'm saying is,
Uh-huh.
that I bet we had some dishwashers.
Are you gonna be one? Are you gonna be one of them?
No. They don't call me no Miss Taylor for nothing.
Are you dragging? No. Dragging a rifle.
Uh-oh, now here's our story. We know something happened here. We had a race come through our gap with no deer.
Bear, was that you boom boom real quick?
That was me.
You were cranking that action.
Yeah, I'll be doing dishes tonight for sure.
No, was it
That's
buck?
good to know I got
Oh,
that.
was it doe?
Did you miss?
Now, were the dogs running your deer?
No.
It just slipped through.
We were just sitting there and just crashing behind us. And I turned around and there was like, I don't know how many does, but a bunch. And they just started running.
I mean, were they pretty still when you shot?
No, they were running.
Killed that deer, buddy? Good job, man. Is that your first deer?
No.
You're a
I killed
veteran.
one earlier this week.
Really? How far was it?
It wasn't that far.
Were you with your dad?
Yeah. I was in my stand, I was carrying a 30-30, and we just saw him walk up, and so I shot him, and then we saw him run away. So we found his blood trail and we tracked him. We found him laying down, so we tagged him and then we carried him out.
Man, you did good, buddy. You made a good shot, too. He's probably about 40 yards.
Right in the shoulder.
Yeah. All right, Kathy, what's all this about now?
Well, it was started long ago at deer camp that if you miss a deer, you have to wear the apron and wash the dishes. This morning, luckily, the ladies of the camp have dishwashers. So we've got Bear and we've got Jug and we've got Jim that get to wash the dishes this morning.
Lots of dishwashers today.
Yes, lots. The ladies of the camp love it when we get meat, but we like it also when we have a couple missed so we don't have to wash the dishes every day.
All right, sorry, son.
I would say I rightfully earned dish duty today.
It's all no shame.
He might not deserve that, but I do.
I think we were just the only two who weren't afraid to shoot.
I guess.
I felt bad for Bear having to wash dishes, but not that bad. These camps are multi-generational events. We're now on day 3 of the hunt, and I still hadn't fired a shot.
I'm driving to the stand right now. We just left the campfire, and I can really see how coming to these a camp like this, which there's a lot of them, and you know all the stands. You know all the people, and every time we run a new spot, they have stories. They say, "Man, that spot is where that guy missed, and that guy missed, and this happened, and this happened," and I mean they've got decades of those stories, and you begin to see why this kind of hunting is so fun. It's about the people, really, and in the camaraderie and the teamwork inside of developing a plan. Like, you know, I love the solo bow hunt, but man, when I wake up to go bow hunting, I wake up and I make a plan to go do it, and that's fun. But it's also fun to circle around a fire with 10 or 12 guys, make a plan, everybody's in on it, everybody's rooting for everybody else, and to go do it. It's a neat part of this hunt.
This is my last day of deer hunting with dogs, and man, it's been a ton of fun. The camp, the camaraderie, getting to watch the dogs work and hear them, but it's tough. It's tough to kill a deer in front of dogs, and to me, it's so cool because it's really such a primitive way to kill a deer. Really, using the dog to push a deer. Traditional way, and it's a ton of fun.
As much as I wanted to kill a big buck in front of hounds, it just didn't happen for me. We were only able to hunt for about 4 days, and this hunt is more about the camp, camaraderie, and a hat tip to a traditional use method that I believe is worth preserving.
And I'm the world's greatest bull rider. Yeah, I'm the world's greatest liar. Well, I'm the world's greatest liar. No, I can't tell the truth. I may have kissed, oh, what's her name, but I've done it for the spanking